Really quick, Julie, if you want to put up the slide while we're waiting, you guys, for a couple more people to show up. I want everyone to start dropping in the chat all of your wins and shout outs for the week. So go ahead and drop your wins and shout outs in the channel right now. That way we can start really a buzz about your guys's, who you're calling out this week, and then shout outs and wins for the week. So go ahead and start putting that in the chat. I think this is a fun exercise. Jose, is that something you're wearing, or is that I was like, wow, okay. I like that. I like it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, good morning to everybody. A lot of great stuff to talk about this week. And like I said, while we're talking and getting started, go ahead and start plugging all of your wins and your shout outs for the week. If you have people that helped you out, did showings, you want to send a shout out to somebody, do that, and then wins for the week. So appreciate you guys being here. Super grateful to have another great week with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen really quick and then present mode. Awesome. All right, so can everyone see my screen? Let me hear from everybody. I was kind of quiet out there today. Can everyone hear me? Everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Awesome. So first things first, we wanted to welcome our newest, Team Fast members. And then we also wanted to introduce any of our guests that are in the room today. So let's start off with all of our guests. If you have a guest in the house today, if you have a guest that you'd like to introduce, or is there a guest on the line that would like to say hello, introduce themselves, let's take a second to introduce all of our guests. So Kenny, I know you got a couple people on. Let's go ahead and just go through the room.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they're on. They said they would be on. Let me go through this list real quick. What's up, Del Rey? Are you here?
Hey, yeah.
Is your camera? Sorry, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, she's here. I see her face.
Yeah, maybe do a quick intro. I know we just spoke last week. Tell which market you're in and where you're from.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be joining in a week or so. I live in Santa Clara, but I grew up in Palo Alto, so hoping to work on the peninsula a bit. I don't know what else, but yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. One cool thing
we met like 7 years ago. I said we met like 7 years ago.
Okay. And Del Rey, if you could say one cool thing about yourself that we should all know, what would that be?
I'm a musician, so I play piano, violin, and I'm trying to learn the bandoneon, which is a crazy instrument. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's my side passion.
All right, so you're in really good company. There's tons of musicians on this team. So I think post-pandemic, or maybe we even do a jam session where we come together and like do a Zoom jam session. But I see something in the works for some music coming from this team. And so mark my words, there'll be some music coming out, official music dropping from Team Fast. So Del Rey, nice to have you. Welcome. Kenny, any other guest?
I had someone from Sacramento, David Lee, that's coming on board, but I think he's on an appointment right now. He said we ran in late. Okay. And Jonathan isn't quite on yet, so that's it for me.
All right, cool. Who else has a guest on today that they'd like to introduce? I know Omar, we have a guest on the line today. I'm not too sure if he's on, but Omar, do you see Daniel on?
I don't see him on right now, no.
Okay, well, shout out to Daniel. Welcome. How about David? Is David on? He's referred by you, Kenny. And how about Robert? Robert, are you on? How about Jacob Nelson or Jonathan Warlich? Cool, awesome. Well, welcome to everybody. Welcome to all of our team members. Welcome to all of our new team members. Let's take a look at this chat really quick. It's some really cool stuff going on in here. So stoked to get keys to the Brentwood office. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. Wait till you guys see that space. It's absolutely incredible. Shout out to Karina for nerding out with me about Asana and systems. I love it. I have a client who is pre-approved. Tomorrow will be shopping this week. Good job, Samantha. Love that. Let's see here. Thanks to Cynthia. Shout out to Will for showing properties to my client, my besties. He is making connections with my listing agents. Love it. Let's see here. What else do we have here in the chat? I don't want to miss everybody. I got 2 new buyers. This is Run On. from Zillow Flex last week, and I missed at least 3 or 4 calls yesterday. The team is effing fast. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Karina and Peter for helping me with my offer. Shout out to Elias for trusting me, and shout out to Dewey for always answering my texts, and Eric for letting me pick his brain and letting me help him out. Good stuff, man. I love it. Terry here, it said, listed a townhouse in Bay Point, will be on the market 3-4. I had a listing, my first Zillow Flex call, and showed a property on Valentine's Day. How sweet is that? Very cool. Love it. Love it. You guys keep the stuff coming. I love what's going on. It says here that Christina, we're going to talk about this in a moment. One new construction, Antioch for 705, wrote on that. Danville for 1.6. Shout out to Rosa, shadowed me and showed with me, had fun while making TikToks. April showing property for me. Yay, Brentwood office coming soon. You guys, I love this. So keep going on. I could go on and on and on. So make sure you guys take a look in that chat and start looking about what everyone is, or excuse me, checking out what everyone's talking about. We want to send a huge shout out to Juanita. We want to send a shout out to Kevin. We want to send a shout out to Rosa. All these people helped us over the last couple of days. So thank you. We had clients on literally every end of the bay. So thank you guys for helping us out. And I think that there's some beauty in that, you guys. There's a lot of teams that don't have this type of leverage, right? You have a team that is humble, that is down to help their brothers and sisters. And I've never seen anything like that, right? It's not like, oh, well, what are you going to pay me? No, it's just help your brothers and sisters out and be there for them, because they'll do the same in return. So you guys, huge shout out to everyone on this team, just always out representing each other and helping out. And I don't even know how many homes that we saw this weekend. It's probably upwards of 50 plus homes throughout the day. So really good job, you guys. I appreciate all of your guys' support for one another. All right, so let's get into the wins for the week, because we got some great wins to talk about. But before we do so, I want to turn it over to John for a quick teaching moment. So John, take it away for a moment to go through our quick teaching moment of the week.
Yeah, so this is something that's come up a few times. Eric, we're gonna talk about supplemental taxes. So why don't you explain what your client reached out and asked you?
Yeah, so she sent me he sent me a letter he received from the city of Oakland saying that you know, his supplemental taxes were due. He sent me a picture of it, and I've never dealt with any of that. To be quite frank with you, I don't really know how property taxes work at all. So yeah, I think this is really important for you to go over, and thank you.
Okay, cool. So there's a couple things on there. Property taxes in general, they're difficult to understand because there's so many moving parts to it. That the tax year is different than the calendar year. You need to understand the basics, and you know, we'll go over that in training. I think if you go back to some of the training videos, I kind of explain it. We'll do some more training on it because it sounds like it's something that you know, everyone could use a little help on. I think one of the biggest tips I can give is, you know, you need to understand it, but also kind of deferring to your lender. Lenders need to explain taxes a lot because it's part of the you know, PITI, it's part of the loan payment. So as long as you know, to address property taxes, but also make sure that the lender is explaining it to them throughout the process, that kind of gets you off the hook because you're kind of putting it on the lender. You just need to make sure that the lender knows you're expecting them to explain it. So that's kind of property taxes in general. It really helps to have the lender on board, helping talk them through that. It's something that a good lender should be addressing anyway. And then supplemental taxes are completely different. So supplemental taxes are a one-time bill, and it's to basically address the difference in the previous assessed value in the tax year and then the new assessed value. So when someone buys a house, their property taxes go up to the new value of the home, which is the purchase price. And so if someone buys a house in the middle of the year, they're going to be taxed for the rest of that year at the new purchase price. So it's a separate bill because the tax bills have already been created for under the old price. So the supplemental tax bill is a supplemental bill. Sometimes it's split into two bills. That's additional taxes to cover the new cost of taxes because of the raised purchase price. So to try to like break it down in as easy as possible, like there's a house that is valued at $500,000 because they've owned it for a while. It's 6 months into the year, and then that house sells 6 months into the tax year, and then that house sells for $1 million. So now the tax base has gone up by $500,000 because for the now it's being taxed at the new value. So for the rest of that tax year, the taxes are going to be higher than what's already out there. And that's what the supplemental bill is for. It's to make up that difference between the previous value of the home and then the new value, which is established by the purchase price. The reason it's tricky is because it comes sometimes, like when did that transaction close, Eric?
It closed. Fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah, sometimes they close. Sometimes they come, a few weeks after a close. Sometimes they come literally like months and months after. So, and even when you explain it, your clients will still kind of be caught off guard because they'll get this tax bill and they'll think it was taken care of. So you don't necessarily have to explain like exactly how the supplemental taxes work and are calculated. I think what's important is that you explain to them that there will be a one-time additional tax bill related to the purchase of the property that addresses the difference in the previous assessed value and the new assessed value. So even though I totally understand it, when I explain it, I mean, it sounds like it doesn't make any sense because there's so many moving parts, but the biggest thing to get to your clients is that there will be, and it could be months after they close, there will be a tax bill that shows up. And same thing with property tax in general. If you get the lender to explain this, I usually like to make sure they explain it like, around the time of when docs come in or when the closing disclosure goes out and when they're just talking about taxes in general, because they're usually talking about impound accounts or whatever. But ask your lender to make sure that they explain supplemental taxes as well. So when that bill comes, they don't get caught off guard. And even when you explain it a million times that this bill is going to come, sometimes you'll still get that call like, dude, I just got this bill for thousands of dollars. Like, what is this? And then you can hopefully tell them like, that's the supplemental tax bill. We talked about that when signing your loan documents. It's a one-time bill for the additional value. I think why Eric's client was confused is he was thinking it was like just a raise in the assessment, which doesn't really happen and happens in really small increments. So when they get this big bill, they're caught off guard. So, I mean, if I could sum all of this up, my biggest lesson would be understand the absolute basics, but make sure that your lender is explaining property taxes to your clients. And that's another kind of lesson in the value of using a good lender and being consistent with, the same lenders. Like, I don't even need to talk to my main lender about explaining taxes because I know they're going to do it anyway. But when you work with different lenders or the buyer already has lenders, you should have a conversation with that lender, making sure that, they know that they've taken the time to discuss taxes with their buyers. Because otherwise they get those bills and they're surprised and it's just not a good look. But if you ever get, a specific question from a client and you need some help explaining something, just call me and hopefully, that made a little bit of sense and can help you explain it.
And let's do this too, John. I think that, especially for the people that aren't on, let's summarize this and let's put this in Slack and then have this be, something that people can reference back to.
So we're working on Teachable, like the course curriculum. This is the kind of stuff that we want to have like 2-minute segments on. We want to create like a 1 or 2 minute class for a live class for every single piece of the contract. So when we have questions like the really great questions like this, we can refer back to our curriculum. That way, when we are kind of training with you guys are kind of digging deeper in things, but then there's a self-serving library. We're working on that.
Yeah, so Teachable is going to be
a handout for that. I'm
Say
sorry.
again?
Do we have a handout like from eXp or from?
I'll get one right now and drop it in the chat.
I just thought maybe that'd be something easy, something that kind of gives, especially like in the beginning of the buying process, people should be aware that there's going to be, the supplemental plus they're going to have a bump on their taxes, just as a general idea. So they kind of, kind of get an idea of what they're looking at up front as you're kind of going through the initial part of the buying process.
Eric, now that you use Lenda, you should create a TikTok or a Reels for that.
Yeah, explain it to a song explaining supplemental taxes.
All right, so we'll drop some more information about this in Slack. That way you guys can reference it, and obviously more information will come on this. So let's get into the wins for the week, you guys. This is some great stuff to talk about. But before we do, as always, like we told you guys, we wanted to start adding CSU updates because we want to honor the people and we want to reward the people that are, not in contract yet, but they're doing all the work to make sure that they get themselves into contracts. So hours working on your business, these are things that are marketing templates, video creation, content creation, getting your database ready and secure to go in and start prospecting. So Cynthia, being the first week on the team, she logged the most hours of working on your business. And so great job, Cynthia. Jack coming in at number 2, tied with Michael, Patrick at number 3, and then Jacqueline. So really great job, everybody. And thank you for tracking your stats. We're going to start moving towards using Sisu in many different ways. You're going to start to see sales challenges, that are going to be rewarded with money that are going to be placed in Sisu. So if you want to partake in those, you're going to have to enter your stats into Sisu. Also, we're going to use it for some transactional management on the back end, you guys. So Sisu is going to be something huge that we're going to be using. So thank you for adopting this. Hours working in your business. Now, these are income producing activities in regards to prospecting and client reach out. Cynthia, once again, brand new on the team, came in at number 1. Jack came in at number 2. Kyle came in at number 3. Michael Sage came in at number 3 number 3. And then Weston came in at number 4. So thank you guys for everything that you're doing and the hustle behind the scenes. Let's check out who logged their appointments for this last week. So Mr. Jack Stegner, man, if you've talked to Jack lately, he is hungry. He is close to contract. And let's talk about Jack for a minute. Jack said he's going to get into contract twice this month. So you guys, let's support Jack. He is super close. He's out showing tons of homes. He's writing offers. Let's support Jack because he is this close away from getting into contract. Jackie, she posted hers. Wes posted hers. And then Eric and Miles posted theirs as well. I know that these numbers probably don't reflect true actual appointments everyone was on. So I'd love to see everyone really light up the leaderboard and start tracking their stats. This is something that we're going to update and put your name in lights every single week. So please make sure, if you haven't yet, start adopting Sisu and put it in your calendar. Be like 5:30 every single day. I'm going to track my stats. It takes me 10 minutes. I'm going to do that every single day. This is not for Kenny and I to hold you accountable. This is to hold yourself accountable so you know exactly what you're doing and so you know exactly how productive you're being with your time, effort, and your energy. Let's do this. Let's talk about new escrows for the week. We got some great stuff to talk about, and we have some first deals. So we wanted to congratulate Chris, who is going to now be representing us up in the Sacramento area. Got into contract in Vacaville for $475,000. So Chris, you want to talk about this transaction really quick?
Thanks. Yeah, it's in Vacaville. I've been working with these clients for a while. They got beat out a couple of times, and I think we're getting discouraged. But they fell in love with this house and wanted to write. Unfortunately, we found out that they weren't going to be the highest offer, even though they were going to come in as high as they could. And so at first they didn't get their offer accepted, but those buyers backed out and we're in contract now. So
beautiful. Well, congratulations, and
congratulations
on your first fast real estate transaction. You know her, you love her. Jung Hee got in contract for $500,000. Congratulations, Jung Hee. Jung Hee, do you want to talk about this escrow?
Sure. It's actually one of my friends from college. So this is the second offer we wrote. The first offer, we competed against like 31 offers in Richmond, and they just decided, fuck it, we're going to go to Vallejo. So waived the appraisal. It's going to probably appraise a little bit lower, but we had all the other contingencies in. So they're excited. Woo.
Woo! Great job, you guys. Let me pull up my screen one more time, you guys. This is a big deal. This dude, I don't know if you know Ryan, but he's definitely showed up in a big way. He's really, started this running reflections. He's working on his fitness, and he's working tirelessly behind the scenes to get himself into contract. And it has been, something he's worked at, and he finally was able to do it. Let's congratulate Ryan on his first deal. I know it's a long time coming, my man. So Ryan getting his first deal for $585, my man. Let's talk about that.
I feel like motherfucking Steve Young in 95. Let's go! Man, that was off my back feeling, man. It was I thought it was never going to happen for a minute. So this client, we've been working with them since January. So not too long, but submitted offers on about 3 or 4 different homes, seen about 15. And we just finally told them to be aggressive. I'm partnering with the out-of-town agent. I'll try and wrap this up real quick. He had been taking the lead on writing the offers, and it just so happened on this house, I was like, I need the practice, so let me kind of take the lead on writing the offer. So big shout out to Peter for hopping on Zoom with me and showing me his process. Success leaves clues. So shout out to him. Shout out to Karina for helping me in the 11th hour. I was literally filling out the contract like it was a final essay due at 5 o'clock. I was like, yo, I need help, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, we got accepted. It was listed for $549. We got approved a little bit above that. No contingencies. So yeah, man, I'm excited for the buyers, and they're Bay Area natives. So, they were happy to be able to stay local. So I'm excited.
Dude, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for everybody that's, obviously on the board this week and each week, but it changed your whole physiology, man. Like when we were on a call the other day, he came to a coaching session, like you could just see it in his physiology and his body language, man. So congratulations, obviously not out of the woods yet. We got to go through the escrow process, but man, congratulations to you, because I know you've been working your ass off behind the scenes. So great job. Let's go over to our new development specialist, Miss Energy herself. Miss Christina got in contract for $706,000. Christina, you want to talk about this transaction?
Hey guys, I just want to say, still, I love David Don Homes. I mean, this is my 4th one there, and Kenny's like, who is this? What's happening? And I'm like, really? It's building the relationship with the builder. I cannot stress that. Like, if you guys out in San Ramon, Danville, go to Toll Brothers and just constantly put yourself in front of those people, especially if you have buyers for that, because they're going to remember you. I told Kenny, I swear to God, that list is long, but for some reason, my buyers keep going to the top. I don't know how it works, but I keep presenting myself there. I keep presenting buyers there. And even if they're not ready, those ladies see me there. So use that to your advantage. Just be yourself, right? This is a good friend of mine. She's been looking and she only wants a new home. So this worked out perfectly for her. She went to 4 different developments and she just wasn't impressed with the lot size. But David Don Homes, Park Ridge, and Antioch, they have the best lot sizes. So if you guys have somebody that's looking in the 650, 750 budget, they have a new development. It's called The Hills. And they just started building it. The model homes aren't even complete yet. So right now it's a great time to get your buyers on that list. And the lot sizes are ranging from 5,500 to 9,000 square feet. And so it's a great price, great location, smack in the middle, close to BART. And now I have like my cousin and my aunt, they live one house apart from each other and just friends and just floating all over. So check it out. If you guys need my contact there, I'm happy to help anybody that wants to go look, and just keep grinding. I'm so happy for everyone out there. I mean, Ryan, I mean, dude, it's like Rocky. You like showed up, right? I love it. So congratulations, everyone. If you guys need my help anytime out here in Antioch, again, David Don Homes are my favorite. I give you my contact and make it happen.
I love it. And Christina, I mean, you got to see the new office space. You want to talk about, what that office means for agent attraction, be able to really put our name and put a stamp on that community up there.
Right. So we have some power players. We have the Salinas team, Brianna and April, who are joining, besides Angelica, who came from Compass. So we have some heavy hitters already there. We have some great team members that live there as well. So I think we will blow up the East County. Looking forward to it. I mean, I'm using my networking tools just to drop DMs into other agents that I know, like, hey guys, we're opening a place in Brentwood. And it's like seeing is believing, right? That's so right. They see us right now, you guys. They see our presence, just like Jacqueline. She's out there. She's got people. So it's like, just rein them in. Once Kenny throws out fire out there, like, we're just gonna just blow up the place. So I'm down for it, ready for it.
Love it. I love it. So, I mean, literally met with the designer yesterday, new floors, painted rooms, like Zoom rooms, media rooms, board room. This office is going to be awesome. And it puts us on the map in that East Contra Costa market, which is obviously a market that's blowing up. So Christina and to the Brentwood team, we're excited about, really developing you guys out there and making our presence known in East Contra Costa County. So looking forward to official launch. We have the keys, but it's just a soft launch. So let's get right.
Like April 1st, I think we talked to the designer what we want to do, because I was ready to drop some major bank on furniture, but the interior designer we talked to has maybe some other options. But we're already working on getting paint and concrete out there. Internet's there. If you guys really want to work there, you can. There's internet out there. You want to set up a desk and table, you very well can. And kind of hack that for next month. We have no problem with that. Working on getting like a not key card access, but there's some special places, apps you can like have a phone access. So we want that to be a great drop-in location. And you guys said, you guys don't really understand the eXp model versus like a KW model. With these offices, you can own a piece of the company. So like you guys can bring in people to these offices and kind of have them in your organization. So we're all growing this together. So I'm building this just the foundation, but everyone gets to benefit from the office. So we're taking a big hedge, but then I really see the opportunity to help everyone grow with location like this.
And you guys, for the people out there that have kids or know people that have kids, it's going to be a kid-friendly space as well. So super stoked to have the little ones running around while you're handling your business. So good stuff to come for East Contra Costa County and other markets as well. Let's keep going on this list here. So Jason Ellis, we're going to breeze through this because we're going to dive through this in just a second. I don't know if Jason is on, but he got into contract for 815. We're not going to talk too much about that because we have some more information on this particular deal in a moment. So hang tight, but great job to Jason. Let's go over to Kate. Kate Hudson got in contract 825. This should have been on last week's slide, but we made sure to add it on this week's slide. So Kate, do you want to talk a little bit about this transaction?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So this client I've worked with, I think this is my 6th deal with her. So she purchased it from me 3 years ago and just decided to sell. So it should be a pretty easy transaction, looking to close probably next week.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let Jen talk about this transaction. I'm going to mute myself. So we were able to get into contract this last week for $975,000. So I'll let Jen go ahead and talk about this deal because it was a special deal. We've been working with this client for a long time. So I'll mute myself.
Hi, everyone. You got to mute that.
I did. Completely muted.
Sorry, we're in the same room now.
Just turn yours on. Sorry.
Technical difficulties. So like Elias said, we were working with these clients for a while now. They were looking all over Oakland, specifically Maxwell Park. And everyone that knows Oakland knows Maxwell Park is like the hottest area right now. And everything's going for like 20% over, sometimes even plus. So we wrote at least like 6 offers with them. They were a referral from our past client. And by the way, thank you, Omar, for helping us. They were actively looking at homes every weekend. So Omar had to come in and help us, but we did something a little different. We had to be super aggressive with this one. And because they were trying to write on another home. So, and they're right now living in an Airbnb, so they need to get out ASAP. So what we did was we submitted a preemptive, super aggressive preemptive. I mean, I usually don't do this because I respect agents' time, but agent said no preemptive, but they were like, our clients were super desperate. So we submitted a preemptive, super aggressive. The agent ended up accepting it. So we're closing in about 17 days. I guess we had to get super creative with this one. Like I said, I never try to step on any agent's toes. If they say no preemptives, I usually don't submit it. But at the end of the day, we have our client's best interest. And if they have to get out of a house ASAP, then I'm going to do what's best for my clients. And it ended up working. The agent was not upset. and she was happy, obviously. So yeah.
Yeah, and to build off of that, so the offer was 23.5% over asking price, no contingencies on a 14-day close. But you know, what did the seller, what more did they want, right? So we literally put an expiration on our offer for that night. She said, "Can you give us a little bit more time? I'm going to push to get this accepted," and we got the offer accepted, and they are beyond grateful. So, you know, it was a little uncomfortable doing that, but we did what was in the best interest of the client and won. So, so really great job, Jen. And let's go over to Viv. So Viv has been on this trajectory since she walked onto the scene with Team Fast. She got into contract twice last week, once for 510,000 and then another one for 1.275. So Miss Viv, do you want to talk about this deal? Are you on? Okay, so when you guys see Viv, when you guys talk to her, make sure that we give her a huge shout out because she has done nothing but grow and grow and grow and stack and stack and stack since she walked onto our team. So you guys, I'm really excited to share this next slide. And this next one is going to definitely hit in the feels, right? This person has been working his ass off to get his family in a contract, dealing with it now from the consumer end and seeing what all of our clients are going through and dealing with that firsthand. So we wanted to give a huge shout out this week for the fast story of the week. That goes to Jason and his family. So if you guys have watched this, or if you guys saw this online and watched his journey and heard him talk about it. So he beat out 32 offers. He waived his commission on this, and it was a VA loan. And I think on the other end, it was probably a veteran that looked at his offer and said, you know what, let's do this for a veteran helping a veteran. So we want to send a huge congratulations out to Jason, to Kayla, to Max, to Bodie on getting your offer accepted and getting yourselves into the new home. So when you guys see Jason, I don't think he's on the call today, but let me ask Jason, are you on the call? Because I checked a second ago and you weren't. All right, so let's make sure to give him huge congratulations if you guys have not. And I just thought that it was a really, really great story, and I wanted to make sure to share that. So yeah, exciting stuff. So exciting stuff. So let's make sure to give him a huge congratulations, because I know that it was a long time coming for him. All right, so let's keep on cruising through this, you guys. So let's just take a quick look at our year-to-date stats. The reason why we want you guys to know these stats is because we want you to know as a collective what we're working towards as a team. Right now, we have $35 million in closed escrows, and we have $71 million in pending escrows right now, pacing over our goal of 500,000 or 500 million, pacing 569 million. I say this every single week because this is something that is truly, truly amazing. What we're doing and what we've accomplished in a very short amount of time is looked at in the industry as almost unattainable in this short amount of time. So I guarantee it, within a year, we're going to be taking center stage at Inman, talking about not only the growth and all of you guys and the talent we've brought onto the team, but what this talent has produced in such a short amount of time. So Kenny, I wanted to turn the mic over to you for a second. Did you want to share any thoughts and talk about this slide for a moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. A couple weeks ago, we were at like 50. I'm like, oh my God, we never hit 50 before. And then I was looking at the numbers last week, 60. It just, I mean, we're crushing it. A lot of the new agents are getting into escrow, are already medium top producers, are producing even more. And our price points are really high now. Out of the 65 escrows, so we have 65 escrows right now, we closed today, but our average price of the entire team sales are over $1 million each. So it's kind of trippy. Thinking about a couple of years ago, I remember my first year in business, I did 24 deals that year. I was really proud of myself. That was $4 million in escrows. So now, fast forward, that would be like 24 million. So, like, you know, like the cool part about like running a team that's just so efficient and not just looking for high price points, makes us create more systems and processes to kind of get the flow going. So where the average price last year for our team and for myself and most people was 660. Now with the pandemic, now everyone's doing $1 million deals, but now you guys know how to do a lot of $1 million deals, not just a handful. So now if you look at like most of the market where agents were focused on more luxury, their unit count has fell a lot, and we're constantly just grinding because you guys are more open to, you guys are exchanging ideas. you guys are helping each other. You won't see it yet. We're gonna have more deals because you guys are helping each other with a lot of showings across the Bay Area, different counties. So like we're constantly trying to provide value and have you guys help each other and leverage to everyone, to everyone growing their business. So this $70 million mark, I mean, is more than what we closed last year when I had a team of 10. We did 56. That was a really big deal. So with these numbers, we're set to be like a top 5 team in California this year. Only team I think the only team that would be bigger than us is the network group, but they're just really combining numbers. They're not really running a team, but that's a different conversation.
Like we said, you guys, this is a movement in real estate. This is a true movement. People are going to look back at this and be like, wow, look what they've done and look what they continue to do. So talking about leverage, you guys, Jen and I want to let everyone know we appreciate you helping us out. So we pay everyone $50 per door for helping us out, but we wanted to add a little bit more on that just as a thank you. If that offer gets accepted for one of the houses that you show, and once we close, we're going to give you $500 as an extra thank you. So if you do help us out, it's $50 per door. Then once they close, if they write on one of those houses, we're going to give you guys an extra $500. So just want to send that out to everybody so you guys know, and just want to say thank you for the help, because leverage is huge on this team. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you. All right, guys, let's do this. We want to talk about a little bit about what's happening. There was something happened with the calendar, but it's fixed now. You guys still have access to all of the events. So Kenny and I and John and the leadership team, we want to put on an event next Monday. And Kenny, I think we landed on 1 o'clock, right? I think as a team, the power for this team is finding ways to get more listings, right? We're very buyer heavy right now, right? We're running on all ends of the Bay. We're showing tons of homes and we're super buyer heavy. I think that we need to have a true focus shift on how we're generating listing opportunities. They're out there. And I think this lies in a lot of education. There's people in Maxwell Park. We met a lady the other day that bought a house in Maxwell Park for $220,000, just closed on a condo with us in downtown Oakland, had no idea what values of homes were in Maxwell Park present day, right? So I think a lot of this lies in education, letting people know that have been in these houses for 25 years or more, have positive equity, that aren't on Zillow, that aren't on Redfin, that aren't proactive right now in the real estate market, helping educate them. So Kenny and I are going to put a panel together. We're going to have a Q&A. We're going to think tank. We're going to unpack bags, and we're going to sit there and dive and walk away with some actionable items as a team to drive more listing opportunities for us. So Kenny, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we're putting together something on Monday. We didn't plan it yet, but I had a coaching call with my coach this morning and said we really need to focus on getting listings. So we'll come together. We'll put a couple people together, including myself, to kind of talk about best practices on how we're getting listings in this market. But on a separate and similar note, with the way me and Jen went on the listing appointment yesterday, where the women bought the property for $900,000 3 years ago. We thought it'd be worth like 1.15 before going there, but we looked at it, it's probably worth 1.3. So that's a lot to be able to sell that property and make $400,000, which is like almost 40% in 3 years. Something to think about that. I remember when Chris Lim, our old founder of Climb Real Estate, taught was that, if people are savvy in the market, if your home has went up $250,000 in value, it might be worth selling. Yeah, you have to pay an X% commission or whatnot, but every time you sell that property, you reset your capital gains exception. So what Chris did was every couple of years he sold his property and moved on. So now you're going from a $500,000 home to a $700,000 to a $900,000 to $1.1 million. And if you trade and buy homes several times in your lives, you could be at the $1.5 million home without making all the way there without paying taxes. So our 1031 investors do that, but if you're a homeowner, homeowners, it's actually pretty smart to do that. Yeah, you have more annual property tax, but the increment of extra 1% a year, you're thinking you're offsetting like 15+% in taxes when you sell your property. So it kind of sucks sometimes when we see people with $300,000 homes selling for $1 million. I have a client we're working on right now. Me and Jen, a duplex in Grand Ave, was probably worth 1.5 million, but he bought it for $100,000 like 25-30 years ago. So that he's gonna probably pay like a couple $100,000 in taxes. Kind of sucks, but this is why like buying and selling real estate is it's pretty healthy if you're doing thinking long term out. So
I mean, obviously we get asked this question all the time, like, hey, let's because I think we've been really heavy on working with buyers lately, because that's where obviously the demand has been. We need to shift, and we need to find new opportunities for you guys, for this team, for marketing, for, to educate the consumer, because we're going to see an uptick in our business. So we're going to really dive into this topic, you guys. So I'm open to any thoughts, any ideas. I'm probably going to be leveraging a lot of your success, probably be calling on you, Eric. I'm going to be calling on Jen, calling on Dewey, calling on some of our OGs, and also calling on people that are using some new systems like StreetText or some of these new listing and lead opportunities. So we're going to dive into this, and we're going to go hard. And I think that we're going to come out of it with an actionable plan and how Team Fast can raise the bar and amount of listings that we're taking. So I'm excited about this, and we're going to dive in hard. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. We'll put that on the calendar, and we'll get the correspondence out very soon. So good stuff, you guys. All right, so moving right along. Obviously, you guys know this, but we're going to talk about this in just a second, or excuse me, for just a second. So we're going to be adding to our leadership team. So what we're going to see in the next coming weeks is that you guys are going to see mini squad leaders that we're going to be announcing. You guys might have heard some rumblings of who these people are. We'll do a full official announcement once we get everything down and set, and then we're going to be rolling out who's going to be on these squads. So you guys will be adding layers upon layers to not only the leadership department, but as we grow, for the marketing department, for onboarding, to help Karina, to make sure that there's layer upon support. So we've got some really, really great people, talented people that are going to be able to be additional lines of support for you guys. So that is coming very, very soon. So you'll see more lines of the leadership team, and this will continue to grow. So we're very stoked about this. All right, so John, let's talk a little bit about Brentwood. I know we spoke about it briefly, but John, let's talk a little bit about office, where it's at, size, and what is the grand big old plan for this place. So I'll turn it over to you. I know I skimmed over that, but I want you to kind of dive in on this, because you were the one that was putting this all together for us. Come on, Boomer.
Kenny's the visionary and the driving force behind this expansion. I mean, he's grown with no fear, but it's a really cool space. Right now, it looks a little more traditional. It could be an insurance office. It was actually a private investigation firm before, but we had them take out all the cubicles, rip out all the old wood furnitures and desks. We're going to go in there. I've been talking to concrete people all day. We're going to rip up the floors, polish concrete, get some paint on the walls, and then some cool modern furniture, stand-up desks. And it's going to be set up, if you were with Climb, it's going to be set up like the Climb offices, where nobody had, even the founder of Climb didn't have a private office. So there's private offices in there, but they're all going to be set up as drop-in offices with standing desks. There's going to be bullpen area, workstations for people to come in, standing tables to just pop into. We're going to have like a filming room, like Zoom room type of place, a couple of casual conference rooms in addition to your standard kind of executive conference room. It's going to be really cool. It's a really good space, and it's going to really set us apart in that market, because there's no cool offices. I mean, there's not very many cool offices in general, but in Brentwood, there's not anywhere that's really like forward and modern and fun place to be. So I think with the crew that we have out there, and Christina and Angelica and Salinas and that Terry's nearby, it's going to be an awesome vibe. So really looking forward. I'm going to work on getting it up and running for you as quick as possible. But yeah, there's a floor plan right there. And just
so large conference room, and then this weird room in the corner. They used to have when people are meeting, they had kids playing in this room, so we'll set something up in there. Four private offices that will all be set up with standing desks. I think we're gonna put 32-inch monitors, like 4K ones, hooked up to it with a bench seating. A kind of like a hangout area with a really large projector screen. I think we might just end up painting the wall. 6 desk work style, 2 really lengthy stand-up desks for collaborating. An informal conference room. This room to the top right, I think we're gonna do like a podcast setup with like a couch setup over here or high chairs, and then this general room might just be like a regular. If you guys were at Climb, there's like a L-shaped seating in the corner in the purple room with a chair. So this is kind of like a collaborative area, and then this lobby is huge. We don't know what we're gonna do with this lobby area, but we'll set up some tables on the side, kind of like Starbucks. where you just drop in and work here, and then it's all glass over here, so there's a ton of lights, and we could easily be holding events outside too in the future. So like one thing we stress said many times about all of our locations, we want these to be event spaces for the community, for yourselves, for if you want to like hold a social event, whether it's like a birthday or a baby shower or something, for your client appreciation party, that could be really cool, or just a social gathering post COVID to invite other agents to come kind of introduce us to the company. So all of our locations, we're trying to make that a thing. So like it's going to increase your business, increase both of you and your eXp business.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love it. It's, you know, Instagrammable. We're probably gonna have like a sweet backdrop as soon as you walk in. Anybody that comes, we want them to post that on social. So there's gonna be a huge buzz, not only around this office, but the Fast House and all of our projects moving forward. But hey guys, so great stuff to come, and it's a cool space to work out of, and just I cannot wait to see the final product. So what are you thinking? April 1st, you said?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Good stuff, you guys. Looking forward to that. So let's get back into this. Let me go one more thing. You know, before I go any further, you guys, I want to send a huge shout out, because I don't think I've done that yet, and I apologize. I want to send a huge shout out to Rhea and to Jean, our virtual assistants. I know that they're on today. For our virtual assistants out there that are doing our PEDs and scheduling our buyers tours and organizing all that and making our jobs a lot easier and more efficient. You guys, we want to thank you on behalf of the team, the leadership team. Just want to send a huge shout out to our VAs and to Rebecca, who's our physical assistant, for doing all of the, you know, prep work for us and making our jobs more efficient. So you guys, thank you so much. And we look at the daily report. I mean, Gia and Rhea and Jean are going above and beyond, helping people social media, cleaning up databases, like going in, making calls, like they are working their asses off. So ladies, thank you for everything that you're doing, and thank you for your hard work and your dedication to this team. We really, really appreciate you guys. Send a huge shout out to them. It's kind of quiet out there.
Thank you.
Right, that's right, that's right. All right, guys. So we did this on a call the other day, and I thought it was really, really cool because of the stuff that I was seeing, and I want to do this every single week. What is one thing that you did in this last week that pushed you outside of your comfort zone? And I want you to really think about that. And I want you to put your answers down here in the chat. And I want to go over those in a moment. So for Jen and I, it was the moment where we submitted preemptively, and we had to do that uncomfortable submission of that offer. It was uncomfortable. So that's something we did. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some things that you did in your career this last week that were super, super uncomfortable, but obviously you grew? And so feel free to start putting those in here. I'll read them off, you guys, because I'm curious to hear what were some of those uncomfortable things that you did in your business. So feel free to line it. Role playing. Yep. Hella awkward, but necessary. Absolutely right, Ryan. I love role playing. Absolutely love it. But it is definitely, I remember us doing a role playing session, man. And so I remember when you came on your Zilla Flex. Hi, I'm connecting to Elias. And Ryan's like, hi, Kenny. Oh, shit, right? So, and then those role play sessions are super important. Flex role play. I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right, Samantha. Samantha came on, first time ever doing a flex role play, did really good. So I'm glad that it was tough on you, because that's why we do that. I walked 3.7 miles to view a trail the seller wanted me to see before signing the listing. Hell yeah, Terry, great job. I mean, great job, right? If that's not uncomfortable, walking 3.7 miles to make sure you view the trail, I love it. Relinquishing control of my deals and utilizing help. That's what Jen put. Absolutely right. I love it. Calling SOI that I hadn't talked to in years, right? And that's a big lesson for all of us. I talked to an agent the other day, and one of her clients wrote with somebody else just because she hadn't stayed in constant contact. So I love that. Showing 12 plus homes on Saturday, and then again on Sunday, rate 3 offers, no contingencies, $70,000 over the list, nothing getting accepted, need to stop working with buyers because it's actually giving me anxiety. Okay, so I guess the uncomfortability is writing offers with no contingencies, but it's about balancing it all out. But hey, Melody, great hustle, great job, way to be out there and grinding, because you know, your business has taken off in the last few months, and I love what you're doing. So let's chat about that. I think I have some ideas to help you. What else, you guys? Keep them coming. What else did you do in this last week that was a little outside of your comfort zone? Don't stop now. Going live with Rosa. video meet. Wait, did you do that yet?
You guys are a really dynamic duo, Christina and Rosa.
Yeah.
Rosa has really good editing skills.
Yeah, so it just happened to be I was showing 4 homes. She called me and said, "Can I shadow you today?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I worked with this client before. We put in an offer for 1.6. We lost on the deal, so we went back out second time, looked at property. 2 of the homes they just X'd right away. And then we had about an hour and a half to do nothing. Then she was going into Walnut Creek to do some shadowing with, I think, Michael or one of the other guys. And so we sat in the car and we were just sitting Starbucks. We were talking just about business. And all of a sudden my phone was just ringing with leads. There were like 7 in a row. 2 were Zillow. I think 5 were Redfin. And then 1 was an agent I'm working on a deal with now. And she was talking about coming over to Team Fast. So she actually got me to watch me answer all these calls and go through objections, and it was just fun. I didn't know she was recording the whole time and she was going to make a TikTok, but it was fun. And I can't tell you, like, we've all had shadow experiences, and that's the best thing you could do as a new agent. Just follow people, listen, right? So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. I saw that the other day. It was you on a Zillow Flex call. It was really good. And Rosa came on tour with me yesterday, and Rosa has this way of like connecting with people and to put people at ease that is really, really natural. So Rosa, if you're on, like, love having you there. Hopefully you can show our clients more homes in San Francisco. Who else, you guys? Who else has anything else that pushed themselves out of their comfort zone last week? We should be seeing more, because I know if you're comfortable in this business, then we're not growing. It said, contacted my nightmare buyer to check if they were ready to move on a $10 million home. Nice. Sometimes those nightmare why? It's just because they're needy. Contacted my nightmare buyer. 2-year headache. Okay. All right. 2-year headache. So it's uncomfortable just staying in touch with them, or just uncomfortable dealing with them?
Oh, it's just uncomfortable dealing with them. I wrote like 2 offers on this house, like I said, a couple of years ago. And, you get your hopes up on big deals like this. And for whatever reason, it fell through twice. And so the seller's agent, she stays in contact with me and called me last weekend. And so, yeah, she's like, have you talked to your buyers? I'm like, no, I haven't talked to them in a few months. But I guess I'll reach out to them and give them this newest development. And like the past 2 years is a million reasons to why they don't want to buy immediately or put in a qualifying offer. So it's just a headache. But I took that step, for the first time in like 3 months and reached out just to try to keep engaged on that. But it might pay off, one day.
That's right, man. That's that long game, right? So good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Who else has anything that they did? Canceling a contract and getting buyer's EMD back. Yeah, that could be a tough situation, Ronan. So I appreciate you sharing that. What else, you guys? Anything else that pushed you guys outside of your comfort zone in this last week? Did someone make a video that they were uncomfortable with making a video? I know, Terry, you made a dope video. I love that. People are commenting about that video. Have you done many videos? Was that a little challenging, or is it something you felt comfortable doing? Miss Terry? You're muted.
Unmute. There we go. Michael is our video person on our team, and both Pam and Michael know that I hate doing videos. But after that seller had me walk, with just thinking I'm going to look at it, I just sat down and put the camera up and just started talking. Like, they want something, they want real time, here's real time. And I just push play and kept going.
That's it, right? It's just being authentic and being as real as you possibly can be and documenting that journey. So that's good stuff. Recorded a video about my clients. So Chris has been in this game for a while. Chris never turns the phone around, ever. And he did a video about his clients and documenting their journey, and it's totally uncomfortable for him because he's not used to being in front of the camera. So Chris, tell us a little bit about that.
It was a scenario that I thought was worth sharing about my clients, because they had been beat out and they were discouraged, and finally got an offer accepted for them after those previous buyers had canceled. So I thought it was worth sharing for people and turn the camera around. My plan was to record a 2-minute video, and after 45 minutes of sitting in my car, I finally came away with something I was okay with posting. but yeah, really uncomfortable for me, but something I know I got to get used to.
Cool, man. Well, good stuff. I thought it was a great video too. Great story. Anything else anybody wants to share? If it's not an uncomfortable moment, anybody else have anything to share? We're getting right to that hour mark. So feel free to use this platform to speak about anything, bring anything up, anybody out, anything else for the order. Cool. You guys are quiet. I thought I was going to hear from Eric this week. It's quiet. But hey,
I'll
guys.
jump in real quick.
Yeah, please.
I just want to, this is not an uncomfortable moment, but I just want to give a shout out to Miles. I don't know what he said to this lady on the phone, but he has an investor that is ready and, looking seriously and looking around my area. So he reached out and we're going to collaborate on it. But I just want to give a shout out to him, behind the scenes. He's been working really hard. So I just want to throw that out there real quick.
Love it. I love it. It's that deep voice, right?
Yes,
it was that bass in his voice. All right, good stuff, you guys. Anybody else want to share anything before we head out for the week?
I have something to share. I just got approved from Dominican Republic. So Fast Real Estate's name is already out there. It's part of ARIA Global. And as an ARIA Global member, I'm able to access that and promote their properties, and we're able to do that. I know that we had a team member, I couldn't share any demographics until we got that approved, and she just told me that I was approved. So I'll share that with you guys. It's just, a lot of these, I know a lot of people aren't purchasing luxury properties right now, but these are just condos in regards to, converting them into like timeshares, right? If you could not like timeshares, like Airbnb that you on your portfolio. And so if you have investors, these are tax deferred properties for you for up to 15 years. So it's got some good news. So we just got that. So Kenny, we're going global. There you go. Launch it.
Yes. And when we say world domination, that's not just the hope, like that's the goal, like world domination. So Donna, thank you for being the catalyst to that. John just put a link in for supplemental taxes. He'll post that in Slack again, or excuse me, as well. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay, guys, well, let's go out there. Let's crush our week. Let's continue to work our asses off. John and I are going to work behind the scenes on creating some really cool challenges in Sisu. We're going to look at doing, some transaction management, but make sure you guys, that you guys are logging your stats in Sisu. I'd love to see different names and different faces on that leaderboard every single week. And so use that to hold yourself accountable, but also to push yourself. I remember doing and always had always had a challenge every single month to push each other. And if they didn't win, somebody had to give up some money. So compete with the others. Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, just a reminder for you guys wanting to get on the Flex team that the calls are Thursday at, is it 10 or 10:30, Elias?
The calls for Flex are 10.
General Flex? Yeah, so General Flex 10:30. We had a tremendous month last month, so they're upping our lead flow again, I believe on the 24th this month. So for anyone that wants to be on Flex or at least just like learn about it, you really should hop on. Last month, we started off with 77 leads. We're up to 190 now. We added 25 in Walnut Creek, which we weren't expecting. We added Pittsburgh, we added Fremont. So hoping this next run also adds new areas. So it's only growing from there. Flex is definitely moving very fast. John Foster, a really great agent, the #1 agent in Castro Valley, husband and wife team did like 60 deals last year. They got Flex. Their team, Eric Schiller, got Flex. So Flex is coming for a lot of people, but as long as we stay ahead of it and we do really well, we're gonna get even more. And then if you can contribute to it and do some deals on it, it can help us accelerate more, even though you don't have to pick up every call every single time. So Thursday training, we're doing something special for the Flex team too, launching a new contest. So for you guys that want to be future leaders in the company, either doesn't have to be specific in Flex, you guys want to be part of the program, because we're going to try to add layers and incentivize our agents to help with coaching. Because coaching is very expensive. I pay over $4,000 a month for coaching. So if we can help our team, newer team members, not have to pay for coaching to get, help them get to the next level, we can also help you get the next level.
That's right. And you guys, when you come to the Zillow Flex meetings every single week, a lot of it is repetitious, right? Repetition is the mother of all skill. We do not think that any one of you can be perfect, but what can be perfect is our presentation. What can be perfect is our practice behind the scenes. So we run the same offense every single week because we want you guys ready. So if you want those opportunities, we ask that you guys show up and do the work and you practice with your brothers and sisters on this team. If you're already on Zillow Flex, we do a quick rapid fire meeting every single week. We're going to enhance that meeting every single week. So thank you for all the Flex members that are showing up every week and setting the tone for everyone else. So yeah, like Kenny said, if you want this opportunity, you got to show up and do the work, but it's not just going to be handed to you. You got to dive into the lead pond. So give you an example, Kyle's on pace to break over 1,000 calls in 1 month from the lead pond. He is finding opportunities almost every single day, booking tons of appointments from the lead pond. So we need to see that you guys are showing up in the lead pond in a big way. And it's a natural progression for you to be able to be on Zillow Flex. So if you're out in the lead pond now and you want to be on Zillow Flex, dive into that lead pond to show us that you guys want these opportunities. So you guys, that's all from me. Anything else, John, before we close out?
No, I'm good. Thanks, man.
Okay. Hey, you guys, thank you for all your work. And I'm super grateful for all of you guys. Let's go out there and crush our week. Thank you for everything that you represent. And we'll be seeing you guys soon.
Thank you.